The signs keep getting stronger. There are three clear contenders to be the 29th player in franchise history to wear the C as Rangers captain. Mike Sullivan has a lot of important decisions to make in his first season as head coach, but none more crucial than this. Who should be the next captain? I break it down in just a moment on another sizzling edition of Rangers Digest. Welcome back to Rangers Digest. We are built for Blue Shirt fandom, and I'm your host, Bret Botfeld. It is great to be back with you guys on this fun, fantastic Friday, the 15th of August. It is a beautiful day. I know you guys are into hockey on Broadway, but if you are into the theater on Broadway, the Just in Time cast album comes out today. Make sure you guys give it a look. I know I'll be checking it out. But in any case, we have a lot to get into today in Rangers land. But before we do that, a quick reminder that about 77% of you who currently watch these videos are still unsubscribed to the channel. So please hit that free subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date with everything New York Rangers. Not only that, guys, so you could be part of something special here at Rangers Digest. Let's waste no more time and hop right into today's video. So as you can see here, Vince Mercogliano talking on X about the next Rangers captain. This has been a hot topic the entire summer, but it's really starting to heat up now as we inch closer to the season. So here's what he posted on X. When the New York Rangers will name their 29th captain and who the choice will be are lingering questions as the summer marches on. But three leading contenders have emerged. I assessed the case for each in my latest piece, which includes feedback from teammates. Now, these three leading contenders, as we know it, are JT Miller, Vincent Trocheck, and Adam Fox. We're going to be talking about who makes the most sense, the pros and cons of each player. As you can see here, Vince Mercogliano also put out a fan poll on X. He wrote, "I'm curious to find out where you all stand on the New York Rangers captain debate. Seems like a good time for a poll. Who should be the 29th player in franchise history to wear the C?" And there you have it. It is a neck and neck contest. JT Miller ended up winning the poll, taking in 39.9% of the vote out of about 2,900 people who participated. Very close race between him and Vincent Trocheck. You can see Adam Fox there not getting much recognition, but I'm going to talk about the pros of Adam Fox in this video. And a lot of people are sort of counting him out when it comes to the captain debate. They're just talking about JT Miller and Vincent Trocheck, kind of giving Adam Fox a bad rep, talking about, not being a vocal leader. But do we really know that as fans? We're not inside the locker room. We see Adam Fox and the character he portrays, but we don't know exactly how he is behind closed doors. We can see JT Miller, we can see Vincent Trocheck, being verbal, being vocal. We don't get that from Adam Fox, but that does not mean that inside the locker room he's not vocal. So we're going to break it all down in today's video. Don't worry about it. And as you can see here, Johnny Lazarus. So he was recently talking to Nick Bonino, former Ranger. And Johnny Lazarus says, "We as New York Rangers fans can talk all we want about who we want as captain, but only the guys in the room really know who the leaders are," and that couldn't be more true. He says, "So I asked Nick Bonino, who was a part of the 2023-24 group, who he feels is the right choice." So as you can see here, Bald Panarin, great account on X, breaking this down, saying former New York Rangers Nick Bonino on the next Rangers captain. And Bonino went on to say to Lazarus, "I love Troch. He's just a great guy, great leader. There's something about him. He's got that magnetism that guys are drawn to. He's vocal, but he's not too vocal. And he plays hard. Couldn't go wrong with that pick." Very interesting stuff from Nick Bonino, talking about he's vocal, but not too vocal. We keep talking about these three players when it comes to how vocal they are, on the ice, behind closed doors. And we all know how vocal and verbal JT Miller is. We've seen it from Trocheck, but everybody knows that about JT Miller. We saw him get in Mika Zibanejad's face. We know how fiery he is. But something I want to get into now NYR Louie, another tremendous account on X, made a fantastic point here talking about that vocal but not too vocal quote from Nick Bonino, who was on that President's Trophy winning team. You know, NYR Louie says, obviously didn't play with JT Miller on the New York Rangers, so maybe not a direct shot at him, but the quote alone says something to me and maybe the downside of a JT Miller captaincy. Now, NYR Louie hit this on the head. Bonino did not play with JT Miller, but he does have a relationship with him. He knows him, you know, as a player in the NHL. They've worked out before, etc. Never been teammates, but certainly very interesting. Obviously, Bonino, you know, playing with Fox, playing with Trocheck, you know, he knows how they are as competitors. He knows how they are as teammates. Doesn't necessarily know how JT Miller is, but he does know that type of vibrato that Miller presents. He's got that fiery attitude that we all know about, but very interesting stuff from Bonino. That whole vocal but not too vocal quote is great because, you know, when people talk about the downside of JT Miller as captain, you know, it's a great thing that he's verbal. It's a great thing that he'll call you out if you're doing the wrong thing. But sometimes when you're too vocal and, you know, too verbal with these players, sometimes it leaks out into frustration. Sometimes that frustration leaks out into the locker room, causes chaos, causes turmoil. But look, I think that it's a good thing JT Miller brings that fiery attitude because that's what this Rangers team lacked this past season. I also believe that JT Miller is an extension of Mike Sullivan to a degree, that type of attitude that Sully brings to a team. And the Rangers didn't just trade for JT Miller to try to squeak into the playoffs this past season. You know, he's going to be here for the next 5 years. I truly believe that the Rangers had visions, you know, Chris Drury, of JT Miller as a Rangers captain. His second stint here with the team, he's been very good both times. His first stint as a Ranger, he was good. Obviously traded, spent some time in Tampa, spent some time in Vancouver, a couple 100-point seasons. Well, 100-point season, but the other season he had was a 99-point season. So I basically count those as 200-point seasons. Very productive player, two-way player. North to south style of hockey that I believe the Rangers need to implement. They need to get away from that east to west style of hockey that we've seen them play the past few years. But I want to stick to Trocheck for a second here. I want to bring up his stats. So as you can see here, coming off another 82-game season with the Rangers, very durable player, certainly love to see that. Solid season from Trocheck, 59 points, but not anything that you're going to get overly excited about. A plus-minus of 0 in 21 minutes of ice time. You know, this is a player that had the best year of his life in 23-24 with the Rangers, 77 points, plus 16 on the ice. And like I said, a guy that's played all 82 games every year since he's been a Ranger, 3 seasons now. The problem that I have with Vincent Trocheck and my reservations with him is the fact that, you know, there are no guarantees for this current Rangers season. They just finished 13th in the Eastern Conference. We don't know if they're going to bounce back. I believe, Darius believes, a lot of Rangers fans believe that they will bounce back, but they still have a lot to prove. So if things were to go awry with the Rangers, I believe out of Miller, Trocheck, and Fox, the most likely, you know, candidate to be traded would be Vincent Trocheck. And when you make somebody captain, you want them to be here for the next few years. And like I said, JT Miller under contract for 5 years, Adam Fox 4 years. But, you know, Trocheck would probably be the most likely moved out of those 3 if things were to go awry. So keep that in mind. Now, I want to talk about Adam Fox here, who's not getting as much love as he deserves, to be honest with you. As you can see, this is from, 2024. This was after the 23-24 season. Rangers defenseman Adam Fox was named the recipient of the 3rd annual Rod Gilbert Mr. Ranger Award, given to the Rangers player who best honors Rod's legacy by exemplifying leadership qualities both on, and off the ice, and making a significant humanitarian contribution to his community. So there you have it, Mr. Ranger Adam Fox. This is a guy that leads on and off the ice. The downside we always talk about is he's not vocal enough, he's not fiery enough, but I want to keep reminding you that we do not know what goes, on behind closed doors. He could be a fiery guy. Maybe he just, has the persona and gives the impression that he's not, but still a very worthy candidate. Only getting about 17% of that fan poll was surprising to me. He's been alternate captain for a while now. He's one of the Rangers' best players. And now one more thing I want to get into here. A quick hit. Now this is from NHL Network posting their top 20 defensemen. And they had Adam Fox coming at number 16, last year number 8. This is just completely outrageous to me. I don't know where all this Adam Fox slander has come from, but man, at worst, I believe Adam Fox is a top 5 defenseman in this league. Just a terrible job by NHL Network there, having him as number 16. But I am fascinated to hear what you guys think. Who do you guys think should be the next Rangers captain? I believe it should be JT Miller. He's going to be here for a long time, the next 5 years. Very productive player, two-way player, has that aggressive north to south style of hockey. And one more thing I want to get into here is a quote from Chris Drury. I almost forgot to mention this. Chris Drury talked about wanting to be bigger, wanting to play bigger, wanting to play faster and tough. He wants to be big, fast, and tough. He wants to basically just be a tough team to play against. And I believe the best way you do that with Sullivan as head coach is having JT Miller as your captain, that aggressive style of hockey that you love. But leave your comment down below. Who's the best fit to be the next Rangers captain? Not only that, what do you think about the Adam Fox slander? Just completely outrageous to me. Number 16 from NHL Network. Poor job from them. Like I said, top 5 defensemen. Top 5 to 7 defensemen at worst. I like to say top 5. The guy is still a tremendous player. But give us a follow on X at Rangers Digest YT. Leave a comment over there because the conversation always continues on X and in the comments section as well. If you haven't hit that free subscribe button, hit that button so you can stay up to date with everything New York Rangers. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Have a great day.